Good evening, my viewers. Today is Sunday evening, and I'm getting ready to make some dinner. So today I thought we should have some shrimp, some stir-fried shrimp, cabbage, and rice. So that's what I'm getting ready to prepare. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm cooking, I get everything ready beforehand, no matter how many meals I'm making, and then I start the cooking. So that's the same thing that you guys are going to watch me do today. So like I said, I'm making shrimp, and the shrimp is fried. I mean, not fried, it's frozen. So normally, I don't know about you guys, but I wash my shrimp. So the first step is to wash it because I don't like that fishy taste or seafood taste, that strong taste that comes with it. So I like to wash it with a little bit of vinegar and lime. So it's pretty much put water in a pot, add the shrimp, add vinegar, and squeeze lime. So I usually do just half of it because you don't want it to be overpowered. So half the half lime is it's just fine. That'll get the work done. So I'll squeeze everything in there, and I'll leave it in there to sit for like 5 minutes as I prep the rest of the ingredients. Um, with the shrimp, I'll add onions, a little bit of cilantro as garnish, peppers. I like the red peppers, and some tomatoes. One tomato should be okay. It's just a pound of shrimp, so it's not a lot. So one onion and one tomato, as well as one pepper, enough for what I'm making today. For the pepper, I remove the inside part of it and the seeds. That way you're just left with the flesh. It's more tasty that way, at least to me. But again, it's different for different folks. But for me, I think removing that inside part goes a long way. And then I'll cut it into chunks. I wouldn't say small, medium slices, let me say, medium slices. But again, that's up to you. Some people like them a little bigger than that, but that's the size I prefer. So cut them into little chunks, into medium-sized chunks, and I'll use them during the frying process. So I'll just let you guys watch the rest of the process. But before that, I forgot to mention that I also add garlic and ginger. So all my meals have garlic and ginger because I think the health benefits are plenty. So I prefer adding them in all my meals. I also prefer the organic ones. I'm not a fan of the powders and the store-bought ones. I like the roots that I buy myself and pound them. So some people do not remove the outer skin of the ginger, but I do. I'll remove the skin. I'll cut the ginger into smaller chunks, as well as the garlic. I'll remove the outer covering. Cut them into smaller pieces, and that becomes easy to pound. So I'll put them in my little mortar, and then I pound them to the desired consistency. So that's how I pound them. I have a little wooden spoon that I kind of use to bring everything to the center and kind of keeps everything together. It doesn't take long. That little mortar is quite efficient. It takes just a few minutes actually to get that to the consistency you'd like. And again, that's one of those things that it depends on, it's person to person. So depending on the size that you like, and after all, you're going to cook it, it's going to melt, so to say, in your food. So it doesn't need to be extremely smooth. So I'm done with prepping all the ingredients. I have all the vegetables on the table, and I have the shrimp. So next I'm going to add oil in a cooking pot. So I use a large pot, and I use olive oil. I don't like to deep fry. I'll put just enough to make sure that the food and the onions don't stick in the bottom of the pot. So after adding the oil, then I'll add onions, and you can see how much I'm adding. And like I said, that's for a pound of shrimp. I'll add onions, and then I'll cover that. And the goal is to brown it. Make sure it's brown. So I'll keep stirring it until the onions start turning brown. And that process takes a little bit over a minute. So a minute and a half, your onion should brown. And that's with I don't know about your cookers, but if the heat is at medium high, that doesn't take long at all. So I don't do high when I'm cooking. So I'm usually between 5 and 7. So it's now brown, and then I'm going to add the ginger and garlic. So mix that in there, and it's going to continue frying and browning. And at this time, the aroma is usually to die for. It smells really good. And then from there, I'll add the peppers. Again, that continues bringing that aroma and taste out. And then I'll add the tomato, a chopped tomato. So that combination there will make some soup, and that soup is what we're going to use to simmer the shrimp. Notice that I've added a little bit of water, and that's to make sure that the food doesn't stick or it doesn't burn. So that will also make some sauce, which I'm gonna need when I'm making the shrimp. So within 2 minutes, that's ready for the next step. The tomatoes will dissolve, the peppers are ready, and everything is coming in place. So this is the step where you add any spices that you like to add. I'm a minimalist when it comes to spices for personal reasons, so I do a little bit of a beef cube. I'll also add salt and a little bit of red pepper. But again, this is a step where you can add spices of your choice. I don't think there's a limit to what you can add. Obviously, as long as you don't overpower your food. So I'll mix that in. Make sure the salt and everything is mixed in. And at this time, it's tasty as well. And now I'm going to add the shrimp. Like I said in the beginning, the shrimp is frozen, so it has a little bit of its own water. So when adding, you don't need additional water. But depending on how hot or how high your heat is, you may need a little bit of water, or in case your shrimp wasn't frozen, then this is a step where you'd add just a little bit of water to make sure it cooks and simmers without burning. So I'm going to put the cover, let it sit for 1 minute, and then go back again and see how everything is looking. Like you see, the sauce is forming, everything looks good, and we only have a couple minutes before it's all cooked and ready for serving. Again, depending on what you're cooking it for, you can make it dry, you can make it a little bit wet. For me, I'm going to have this with rice, so I like it a little wet to make sure that I have a little bit of soup when I'm serving with the rice. So you just continue stirring, and like you've noticed, I haven't added any water, but I'm going to add a little bit of water at this step because I don't have the soup that I want. Okay, so I'll continue stirring, and like I said, I will add a little bit of water and then cover it for another 1 minute, and it should be ready to go. So there it is with the water added. It's still very tasty. It smells really good, and that gives you some soup to serve with your rice or whatever else you're having it with. So I'm just showing you guys how it looks like. This is the final product. You just need to garnish it with whatever it is that you like as a garnishing. For me, I prefer cilantro, so I'm going to garnish it with cilantro, and that adds to the aroma. So smells good, tastes good, and it's a very easy to make recipe, something that you can make quick. It's healthy and it gets a job done. So like I said, I am making shrimp and cabbage. The rice is ready, so I will not be making that in this video. So I removed the shrimp from the pot, and like you're noticing here, I did not wash the pot. So that taste and that aroma I don't want to wash that out. So what I do is add a little bit of olive oil in that same pot and spread the olive oil again at the base of the pot, and I will add the cabbage. So this is just to simmer it, and the cabbage is made in 5 minutes tops. So you don't want it overcooked. I like it crunchy, so 5 minutes is plenty of time to make cabbage. So very easy. You just mixed it in there. You add some powder. So that's some goya powder that makes the cabbage taste really good, and you put a little bit of salt. So that's really as far as that goes, and from there you just let it sit. Cabbage naturally has its own water, but it's not all types of cabbage. So in case yours doesn't, you can add just a little bit of water to make sure it cooks to perfection without burning. So I'll continue mixing, and I'll cover it for just a few minutes, and yeah, like you see over here, it's cooked, it's ready to serve. And unlike the shrimp, you don't need any garnishing. So this is ready, and it will be served any minute now. So yeah, very easy, quick, and you serve it over rice. So now you just add the cabbage on top of the rice, and then you top it up with your shrimp, and it's ready for you now to feast. So I'm going to sit down, enjoy my food, and I hope you guys had fun watching it. I hope you learned something. Sorry you cannot be here to eat with me, but let's eat in the video. Thank you for watching, and excuse my chewing.